What's good, my people? It's your boy E. And I guess I just wanted to shoot something out there, man. I just wanted to shoot a little something out there. And I guess what I wanted to say was, man, it's like it seems like as we get older, we grow farther away from God. It's like the more we age, the more we just we distance ourselves. And it's like it seems like the closer we are to God is when we were younger or when we were kids, when we were newborns, you know what I'm saying? Because I've heard this from somewhere, and it makes so much sense, you know what I'm saying? Because as a newborn, you know what I'm saying, you have just come from source, you know what I'm saying? Your soul was with God before you was born, you know what I'm saying? And so that's like the closest you are to God in this life is when you was born, because your soul had to come from source first and then into the womb and then you're born. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the things that us grown people do, kids are more pure. They don't worry about all these things that we have to deal with. They don't worry about trying to stab somebody in the back. They don't worry about being deceptive and, you know what I'm saying, trying to just be just vindictive and shit, and want to get revenge so bad on somebody, or because you don't like what a person said, or you don't like what they didn't do for you, or what the kids don't have to worry about all these things, these old crazy, just what I'm saying, just toxic ways a lot of these grown-up people are doing, what I'm saying, nowadays. A lot of kids, kids might have their little feuds, they little immature things they do. But for the most part, kids are just trying to have fun. Kids are they're just carefree, what I'm saying. They're more pure. They're more loving. They don't worry about all the hateful and bad things that us grown people have to do or worry about, in this world. Kids, they're like sponges, and as them being sponges, what they absorb as they get older, it's like once they start to grow up and get older, they become a sponge to all the toxic and negative things and traits that this world has created. And so they become more farther away from God. And I'm not saying this because I'm just looking at other people. No, I'm saying this because I'm looking at myself, and I realized this within myself. You know what I'm saying? See, because when I was a kid, man, one thing I can say my mom did do, that she did instill into me, was, love God. She did tell me to love God, and she did tell me to fear God. So when she did tell me that, as far as fear go, it was more like, don't do things that's gonna make God, not. Don't do things that's not gonna please God. Don't do things that that God is not gonna be pleased with. So when I was a kid, I didn't even want to curse, you know what I'm saying? Even though nowadays I don't feel like it's the worst thing, and I don't even think, because God is God, man. God knows everything. You think God can't handle, you don't think God can't handle a curse word? I mean, like, just a word, like, just, this is just our words. You know how many things God know? I don't think this insignificant way of me talking, like really saying something like that, is really gonna bother God. But but to get to the point, like back in the day, I didn't even want to say a curse word because I felt like it wasn't like God was going to be unhappy with that. I didn't even want to. I didn't want to lie because I felt like God was going to be unhappy with that. I didn't want to steal because I felt like God was going to be unhappy with that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to do a lot of things when I was a kid because I did get instilled that don't do things that's going to make God be displeased. And so I had that sort of fear in me, like to not do things to break the rules, that, and what I'm saying, as for, and like, and it was a whole bunch of things, like, like drugs and stuff, cigarettes and shit, like those were things that I was taught not to ever do because they would kill you. God would shorten your days, just, and don't talk back to your parents, you know what I'm saying? Oops. I had a whole bunch of that instilled in me. And so, I didn't want to do a lot of those things. And it's like as I grew up as a kid, being the sponge that I was, you know what I'm saying? Not to say, well, as being a kid, as being a sponge as I was, when you grow up, you start to absorb things. You absorb more and more and more and more as you get older. And so you absorb all the ways of this world, all the sins of this world. And guess what? You start to become more distant from God. You know what I'm saying? So after a while, all the things I said I wouldn't do, I started doing. I started cursing, even though I don't feel like that's just the worstest thing in the world that God really worries about. But, but yeah, but to be respectful, I would not do it because certain people probably don't like it, just to be respectful anyway. But I started cursing. I was lying, what I'm saying? I didn't lie a lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really lie a lot, but I did tell a lot of little lies and shit. Sometimes I did just lie, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to get in trouble and shit or certain things, you know? And but I wasn't a big old I wasn't just really big on just lying all the time though, you know what I'm saying? But I did lie. So I can't say that I did lie. But yeah, then I started doing smoking weed. I started smoking cigarettes, which I don't think weed is just that bad. I just think it depends on, you know, if the weed is consuming you. Like if you just have to have the weed and it just has to be something that's gonna make your day better. Like your day can't be better without it. Or you know what I'm saying, you just need it and it becomes something that you need instead of just doing whenever you feel like it. You know, I can understand that. But like if I went on probation now, I'd probably be smoking me a bleezy or something. But I can't do it right now, anyways. But yeah, I started smoking cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Popping pills, these XOs, coke, all that shit. I start and the list goes up. You know, and so it's just like a lot of things started to just you know just be a part of my routine, you know what I'm saying, that basically distanced me from God, you know what I'm saying? I started becoming real sexual, you know what I'm saying, having sex with a lot of people, unprotected sex at that. So, it's just a lot of things that I realized within myself that actually gets me to really fully, just look at and see that, that's so true, I mean, it makes perfect sense, because I can see it within me. I can see within all of through my life how I strayed away, and and it's been times where I didn't even want to pray no more. I stopped going to church. Even though I don't think church nowadays, I don't even think that church is just the best place to like you just gonna find God there. But not saying you won't, I'm just saying I didn't. But uh I stopped going to church. I stopped praying. You know what I'm saying? At a point in time I didn't even believe that the prayer would work for me. You know what I'm saying? So I know I was distant. I know I wasn't close enough to God like I should have been. And like I say, a lot of things just was meant to happen, and and I think now, and I think God just has been calling and been just saying like, "Hey, you ready to come on back?" I mean, because you can stay out there in that fire, you know what I'm saying, or you can come on in here and cool down, you know what I'm saying. I mean, which one you want to do? And you chosen ones know what's good, y'all know. But I'm just saying, he calling. And see, a lot of this stuff is meant for us to go through anyways, you know what I'm saying? And, as we strayed away, it's like, do you want to come back to God or not? See, because like we was already close to him when we was young, when we was little. We was more closer to him as we was younger. So as we got older and strayed away, it's like, can you come back now? Like, because some people don't even come back. Some people don't even want to come back. But it's like, now that you strayed away so far, can you come back? I mean, will you come back? It's almost like that's the question you must ask yourself. Will you come back? Like, because that's the question. God is giving you. Do you want to come back or not? I know you've been out there. I know you've been doing your thing and stuff like that. There are things that ain't good for you, but I still love you. So, I mean, I'm here to let you come back. I got my arms out here. So, I mean, do you want to come back? And it's just that's the answer. I mean, that's the question, and it's just your answer that you gotta come up with. And in a lot of ways, you know, I didn't think I'd be able to do it, but see, God had already planned. He already had a plan to well, he knew I'd do it anyways. And and the thing is, it's not that I didn't. I don't think I just think that I didn't know if I could. It was almost like, could I? I don't even know. I mean, what? I just didn't know if I was worthy enough. And obviously, God sees something that I don't see, or other people don't see. And God eye is the eye that needs to be you know paid attention to more than anything. So I'm glad that God did see something in me. And yeah, He's been calling me. He's been calling me to get closer to Him ever since I've been going through what I've been going through. And He put me in this situation to actually get closer to Him, and that's the main objective. And so yeah, it's still things that I gotta work on. It's still things God is working on me with. You know what I'm saying? And I believe he gonna break me out whatever He think I need to be broken out of. As He already did it with the drugs. You know what I'm saying? He already pulled me in from that shit, and He pulled me away from people that I didn't need to be around in the first place. So with all that, man, it's just like God was pulling me in. He just tugged me to say, "Come on, get on back in here." And it's been good that He have been doing that, because I feel like a lot of things have been lifted off my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? As I've come a little closer. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's still things that we have to deal with, but God know we strong enough to hold it down. And so I'm just shooting that message out there to y'all, man, just to shoot some y'all way. But anyways, man, all praises to the Most High, and I'll get back at y'all again. All right.